Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Bjorkman and I am a board certified OBGYN and first time mom. This week, I want to talk to you about something a lot of breastfeeding or pumping moms think about, and that is 4 ways to increase your supply. Welcome back. If this is your first time checking out this channel, as I said, I'm Sarah, I'm an OBGYN, and I am half of the doctors Bjorkman. My husband Kurt is a pediatrician, and over the past year, we have been sharing with you all kind of our journey as we went from trying to conceive through our pregnancy and postpartum, and we've been sharing our medical expertise as well as a lot of our in real life experiences as we've learned along the way. So today I want to share with you 4 tips for increasing your breast milk supply. And breastfeeding for sure has been something I had some training in, but really have picked up a lot in real life. So the first tip for increasing supply is to make sure you are emptying your breasts frequently. And this was a little counterintuitive for me at the beginning. I remember I would feed Cease and then she'd act hungry, or it'd been an hour and I thought she seemed a little hungry or fussy. And I said, well, hang on, we don't want to feed her yet. I've got to give my boobs time to fill up. Or it's only been half an hour. They need more time to fill up. Well, it's kind of backwards on how that works. Empty breasts fill a lot faster than full breasts. So when your boobs are empty, it sends signals to your brain that says, hey, these boobs are empty. We need to be making more milk. We need to fill those boobs up. So brilliant. If your boobs are full, it's a signal to your brain that says, hey, this milk's just sitting there. They don't need that milk. We don't need to fill up as fast. So emptying your breasts frequently is really important. That's the concept of cluster feeding and power pumping, which we're going to come to in a minute. But don't be surprised if in those early days right after your baby is born, if you are breastfeeding 8 to 12 to 16 plus times per day. I kept track of it on this little app, and it was just so much breastfeeding, cluster feeding. Sometimes it was every half an hour, sometimes it'd be 2 hours, sometimes it'd be 45 minutes. Keep putting that baby to the breast because it is a supply and demand system. Number 2, make sure that you are eating enough calories. Your body is burning an extra 500 calories per day making milk for your baby. And so you need to make sure you are replacing that and then eating enough on top of it. So I remember the first week Kurt went back to work and I was still home with Cease. I didn't have somebody who was like feeding me constantly or making me lunch, and I was home with the baby and like slightly overwhelmed. And I didn't eat and I didn't drink very much, and my supply just kind of tanked. And I panicked and texted everyone I knew, like, what am I supposed to do? Did I screw this up permanently? And everybody was like, take a deep breath. It's fine. Eat more and drink more. So I felt sometimes like I was some kind of professional athlete, the amount of food I was eating, but I found my supply was very sensitive to eating enough calories. So that might be you. Make sure you're eating enough calories, which ties into also make sure you are drinking enough water. You are making breast milk, you are burning a lot of calories, and you need a lot of water to make that milk. So I carry around my 32-ounce Yeti all day. I try to drink one of these between each time I feed her. So that is just, and that's now that she's a little bigger. So I would say I was drinking at least 3 of these a day. So that's 90 ounces of water. And I would find when I would pump, even when I pump at night now, if I don't drink a lot of water in the evening, like after dinner, I don't pump as much. So stay hydrated. Okay. My 4th tip for increasing supply is to institute or start doing some power pumps. So power pumping is using your pump to mimic cluster feeding to tell your body we need to increase this supply. So to do a power pump, you're going to pump for 1 hour, but it's divided up. So you pump for 20 minutes and then you shut it off for 10, you pump for 10 more minutes, and then you rest for 10, and then you pump for 10 more minutes. So you are doing this for a total of an hour. It's not so much about the volume that you're getting at the beginning. You're not trying to like get a ton of milk for your baby. It is telling your body that you need more milk, and it's mimicking that cluster feeding. So you're going to want to do this every day, try it for a week. Usually you start to see an increase in your milk output. The third, fourth, fifth day, you might start to notice a little more. So try, if you are having an issue with your supply, try power pumping once a day for a week. Again, empty boobs fill faster. So I know you are thinking, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to pump and then baby's going to have to eat. That's okay. Those empty boobs are going to fill up faster, and the fat content is higher in emptier breasts or when there's less milk. So it's okay. Try this power pumping at some time in your day that works for you and your baby. Maybe in terms of when to institute the power pump, if your baby has a consistent time where they sometimes give you a longer stretch between feeds, maybe you get 3 hours after they go to sleep at night, that's a great time to institute a power pump. Maybe early in the morning when they go down for their first nap, maybe you get a little bit longer time there. So feed that baby, wait an hour, and then put those pumps on and do a power hour. So those are my 4 tips for increasing your breast milk supply. Those are the tried and true ways. There's lots of thoughts about different teas and different supplements and things like that. I found that the calories were plenty. I did start eating oatmeal every day because there is some thoughts that maybe oatmeal helps increase your supply. I think for me it was mostly a calories thing, but something you can try. If these things aren't working and you are having issues still increasing your supply, talk to your OBGYN. There are some medications that you can take, but getting plugged in with an lactation consultant and IBCLC in terms of figuring out some of these tips and tricks is essential. So mamas, if you have any pro tips for increasing supply, please leave them in the comments here. Any favorite products or anything like that, things that worked for you, share it with us all. We are in this together. Hope you are having a great day, and we will see you next week.
We're doctors.
But not your doctors.
Anything we've said in this video is for education or entertainment purposes only.
It is not medical advice.
Any specific medical questions you have should be directed to your provider.